Hey buddies, welcome to AmassGames. My name is Simon. Today we're looking at 221B Baker Street. This is the Sherlock Holmes consulting detective game. It takes about 90 minutes to play, for 2 to 6 players, ages 10 plus. And this game is all about basically trying to sleuth out various mysteries. There are 75 mysteries. We've played through 18 so far, which I don't think anyone else has played that many of. So I have zoomed out. Hopefully you'll find the quality okay. This is in 4K. And what we're looking to do is this game by Gibson Games is go around this big board here and try to find exactly what is needed to solve the case. Now, I do have some lighting on. I'm aware this is quite a glossy board, so you will see some reflections. Any questions, as always, do let me know in the comments below on YouTube. Like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. So it comes with one book. I highly recommend trying to borrow somebody else's book because it only comes as one, and I recommend this at a lower player count because you'll spend a huge amount of time waiting for somebody else. I do not recommend playing it above 3 at the very least. I recommend probably playing it either 2. You can probably play it solo, to be honest. I think it's absolutely fine. So inside here is a few components. You're going to need a die. This is a roll and move game, and everybody is going to take one of these little Sherlock Holmes little miniatures here. So place one here, and you can place somebody else's out as well. Let's just say, I don't know, blue or whatever. Now everyone give them one of these key cards and basically a Scotland Yard card. What they can represent is saying, look, I'm going to lock this, you can't come in, or you need to go and speak to the police to get it. We don't generally play with it though, to be honest. It's a bit of a waste. Yes, you can bluff and say, yeah, do go here or don't go here, or, you know, I think you need to go and, avoid it because I've blocked it off. But in fact, what you're saying is that it's a bluff. So yes, you could do that. Yes, it's something else you can do in the game, but I don't necessarily recommend it. But what do you do on a turn? Well, there's going to be a case to read. So for example, there has been a ship that's gone down. You've got to try and solve it. Here are the various locations that you can go to. So into the chemist, you'll look up number 8 in the book, and it's going to tell you exactly what there is to do with the chemist. It might say something like, oh, motive. And there's motive, and there might be something else to solve. In this case, we have got the motive, the weapon, and who killed the seaman. And what you're going to do is go to these locations. It's either going to give you some information or no information, saying something like, oh, I don't know, the dockyard worker was very mysterious yesterday. Or it might say motive, one of 2 words. And the first word might be something like, I don't know, sounds like a bat. And it could be the word cricket, like cricket bat. And that might be of interest because there might be, I don't know, Sir James Cricket, who's involved in the case. So sometimes it's a bit tenuous. What you're going to do is you're going to roll a die, and it's going to say 6. So I might go 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now, it's not very prescriptive, but you might want to count these. You might want to count these spaces, or you might not want to. But once you've got 1, 2, and once you're in, then you can start reading about the chemist, and it's someone else's turn. And whilst they are moving around, or whilst you're in here, you're going to look up that value and you're going to start writing stuff down. So I tend to do in advance is write down all the values for the cards so that not everybody needs to worry about sharing this card around. So this is for case 19, which we're going to play on Sunday. And then, of course, you can write down information, and it might be up to, say, 6 things to solve. And even though it says 90 minutes, we generally play about 40. There's typically, like I said, to win the game, you need to get all 3 things in this particular case correct to win. Otherwise, you kind of give up. There's a few extra cool things to do, though. You can go over to the carriage depot. On your next turn, you basically bounce anywhere else you like. And places like the park and the docks, you can come in here and then exit somewhere else. So that's quite cool. But it is roll and move, and ultimately, the law of averages means it should be okay, but you might have multiple 6s, you might end up with multiple 1s. Some games work like that. You don't obviously need to go to every location. As soon as you're ready, you're going to race back to 221B and see if you can solve it by writing down a few things and saying, yeah, I solved it, or I didn't solve it. And if you're out, then you are out and everyone else is playing. As I mentioned, it only comes with 1 book. You can buy another one for about £5, but I find this game is very very prolific with lots of people. So lots of people seem to have copies of it. You can get it for about £3 as well in lots of charity shops. I've seen at least half a dozen copies. So if you want to check this one out, get it very cheaply. Again, it does have roll and move. There are very similar games like it, such as Sherlock and Mycroft. And what you can do in that case is you're basically going directly to it. And if you're going from here to here, that shows you something very interesting. So you could choose to play it that way. That only has 13 cases. And there are different levels of difficulty, and they are very similar. Some of these cases you're going to say, oh, that's a real world example, or this mystery seen in some other game. So you will find some similarities. I'm not saying they've plagiarized, but sometimes it is more obvious than it sounds. Equally, you might have someone called, the Freighter Penguin, and suddenly it's blatantly going to have Antarctic Bird or something, or equally, Raffaella, it might be like, oh, a famous, I don't know, painter. something like that. So often you'll see stuff, not all the time, it's becoming less frequent. We see someone's name like Lightfoot, and they go, oh, foot, well, they're going to have something about Beckham or whatever it might be. But this game was made in 1975, although this version is 2014. And even though I thought it was British, I don't think it is. And there's a huge amount of American references, which might put people off. So my rating for the game, it's probably above average. My average rating being a 6.4 from 2,700 reviews so far. And it's more like probably a 6.5, slightly above average. It might keep on going up. So please like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and check out those other reviews, as I'll mention it on like the podcast, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, X, Patreon, etc. Thanks very much for watching. Like I said, I do enjoy these pieces. These are very nice. Again, it is roll and move though. You might want to check out my dice distancing video too. But no, it's enjoyable. It's something that's quick to play once you've got the rules down. It's, like I said, we're playing it every weekend. So we're going to see if we do get to all 75. There's another 50 cases you can play. There's a light version, I think, as well, or a smaller version. But yeah, that has been 221B Baker Street, the Sherlock Holmes Master Detective game. I hope you found this one of interest. Again, enjoy the game. But for now, that has been 221B, and make sure you fold it in the correct orientation, which I have completely messed up doing now. And I'll do that later. Back to the table.